Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Brian. We are out here in my garage, and today I wanted to show you how I put up these garage cabinets. I think I did it in a way that's very cost effective, very time effective, something really anybody can do, and I think the results came out pretty well. Hope you guys stick around, see my process, and give you a little bit in depth on how we did this.
These are the cabinets that I got my inspiration from. They're a Newage Pro style cabinet, and you can buy these at Lowe's or Home Depot, and they're really super nice. I love the clean white and gray industrial look to them, but they were a little bit more than I wanted to spend. So these are the cabinets that I actually went with, and they're solid oak kitchen style cabinets. Yet again, you can buy them at Lowe's or Home Depot, and they come in all different shapes and sizes, so they worked really well for my project. So really the first step for me was figuring out how many cabinets I needed and what sizes I needed. Me being a CAD teacher, I definitely needed to 3D model this. Everybody doesn't need to do this, but this is something that really helped me visually and plan things out. So I threw together a quick 3D model of my garage, and then you can see I threw in a quick 3D representation of what those cabinets look like, and it really helped me visualize it and also make my plans for what I was going to buy. All right, so here's the cabinets that I ended up buying, and they're kind of arranged in the rough order that I'm going to put them in, just to see what they would look like. My first step was to take off the doors. So I took off the hinges, or actually I took the screws out of the hinges, and I put them all in plastic bags so that I wouldn't lose them. And then another good thing that I recommend doing is to label the cabinet itself and the door so that you know which door is going to which cabinet so that you don't get confused later. So the first thing that I actually did to the cabinets was sand them up. I took a palm sander with 400 grit sandpaper and just cleaned them off real quick. They came really well from Lowe's, so I was pretty impressed. Next step was to put a coat of paint on these. I used a small brush to put on the interior coat, and then I used a 4-inch mini roller, which I'll leave a description in the bottom for. These rollers here are awesome. They were recommended to me by a guy at Lowe's and then a coworker. They worked really well, and the paint went on really smooth. In between coats, I gave them a quick sand. I ended up doing two coats on everything, so after the first coat, I gave it a real quick sand, yet again with 400 grit sandpaper just to rough it up or smooth out some of the high edges before I put on my next coat. All right, put on a second coat, and it went on just as easy as the first one. First off, started with the brush to get in all the small crevices and cracks, and then I went back to those 4-inch rollers. I really can't say enough about those. The paint went on so smooth, and it came out so nice. I really like that two-tone look, so after taping up the outsides of each door, I went ahead and put a coat of spray paint on each one. This was kind of my test one, and I went a little bit heavy. The other ones I did more coats, and I did lighter coats, sweeping all the way from side to side, and got really good results. Next up, I wanted to add a layer of protection to it, so I put a coat of polyacrylic over the top. This is my first time ever using the aerosol version. I don't know if I ever will again. I think I like the rolling it on better, but I used a gloss coat, and it ended up coming out pretty good. Alright, now we're out in the garage, and my first step is to measure up and find out where the bottom of that cabinet's going to be. So I'm going to measure out in a few different locations, mark that out, and then draw a line across so that I know where to set my stringer to put up the bottom of the cabinets. Next thing I needed to do was to find all the studs. This little cheap stud finder that I bought at Lowe's worked pretty good. I like to come in from both sides, come in from the right-hand side and then come over from the left-hand side, mark off each side of the stud, and normally it does a pretty good job at finding it. I was having some issues with this stud finder on the textured wall. It was the first time I'd ever used a stud finder on a textured wall like this. It did find them okay, but it was a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. Since I did this project by myself, to make it easier to install the cabinets, I installed this scrap piece of 2x4 on that line that I marked out earlier, so that I could, once I put the cabinets up, I can rest the cabinets on them and let it sit on there. So I just temporarily screwed it in with 2 screws, checked to make sure that it was level, so that the cabinets that I install will be level. And I repeated that same process on the other wall. Alright, so the first piece of information that I need to know is where my studs are in relation to the fixed point of the corner. The reason that I need to know this is so that when I'm hanging that first cabinet up, I know where to put my screws. So those measurements that I just found from the corner, I'm using a square, and I'm marking off where my studs are going to interact with this cabinet. And then I'm going to mark it off bottom and top, and then I'm going to flip around and do the same process on the other side. Alright, now that everything's marked, I'm going to pre-drill the hole so that when I go to install it, I just have to line up the screw. It's always easiest if you install the corner cabinet first. That way you can get that one in the corner, and then you can work out in either direction from there. I checked the cabinet for level, and I'll be honest with you, my walls weren't too bad, so it came out pretty good. Alright, the next cabinet goes up. I'm going to push this up against the corner cabinet and butt the faces up as close as I can, and then put 1 screw in it to hold it for now. Then I'm going to clamp the 2 faces together as well as I can with 3 quick grip clamps. Next, I'm going to pre-drill holes completely through one face and just barely into the other. And then I'm going to screw both of those faces together. Now that these cabinets are all attached together, now I'm going to screw them to the wall. I'll leave a link in the description below for the screws that I use for these. They're a cabinet style screw that you can buy at Lowe's, Home Depot, or any hardware store. And they just have a really big head on them so that they don't tear through the back of the cabinet. Made sure I checked for level as I went, and then I also shimmed them up, but I only needed a minor shim on one of the cabinets. The small center cabinet was the hardest, just because I had to line it up on either side, level to the cabinet on the left and to the right. And then I screwed it in. Next, using a solid piece of oak, I cut out filler pieces to put on either side of the small cabinet. Then I clamped them in place, pre-drilled them, and screwed them in just like we did with the faces of the cabinets. As you can see, the side of these cabinets are made out of an MDF. It doesn't look very good and doesn't paint very well. So I went out and bought 1/8" plywood pieces and cut them to size, clamped them on. Then I nailed them on with 5/8" brads. Once that was complete, I came back with the same paint that I used earlier and painted up all of the exposed areas, and I gave it a coat of polyacrylic as well. This is where this project really comes together. I put all the doors back on. It was really easy to find the right door because they were all labeled, and these cabinets really started to come together. Then I pre-drilled and installed all of the cabinet hardware. If I could do this again, I'd put a piece of masking tape or painter's tape over top of the front of the cabinet, and then also on the inside of the cabinet so that when you drill through it doesn't fray. Then using the screws provided, I installed the hardware. If you like these handles, I'll leave a link in the description below.
All right, the cabinets are up and everything's done. I just want to give you my final thoughts and kind of a review of the entire thing.
All right, to organize my thoughts, I ended up voicing this part over, and I put another graphic on the screen here so that I could get all this together because I started rambling. But at any rate, this was a really awesome project, and I can't say enough about how it came out, how easy it was, and how anybody could do this. There was a ton of pros. I mean, the cost of it was under $500 before tax. The time, it took me about a week to paint and finish everything, and then about 3 hours on a weekend to hang everything up. And I came back and I made some adjustments to the doors and the hardware and stuff like that. But really, it wasn't that much time. It came out the way that I intended, that professional look, white on light gray, kind of like those Newage products. The amount of storage is insane. These things have a ton of storage. They are only 11 inches deep, but they are 30 inches tall. So it's kind of a good thing. The way I look at it is I have all the storage and I don't have a ton of depth, so stuff isn't going to get lost in the back. Although there are some negatives, the only negative that I can see right now is potentially that they are an indoor cabinet. So I don't really know how they're going to react in the garage. I don't think there's going to be really a problem at all. I don't foresee any problems. I think they should be fine, but that is one possible negative. This, again, I definitely would do things just a little bit differently. I would hang the cabinet housings up on the wall before I painted them. This way, every cabinet gets a consistent coat of paint all the way across, and they all look the same. And you can, if you have any filler pieces that you have to put in, those are put in before you paint, and the filler pieces match the cabinet housings 100%. That's one problem that I had, was matching those filler pieces to the color of the housings, but really it didn't end up turning out that bad.
So overall, I think the project was awesome. If you're looking for garage cabinets, I don't think there's a better budget-friendly way of doing this. It was super easy, came out super quick, and I can't recommend it enough. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please like it. I'm going to be like every other YouTube, ask you guys to subscribe. And then I am planning on making a bunch more content like this, DIY projects around the house. I definitely found another project that I need to do in here. I don't have enough lighting. You guys can probably tell on camera it didn't look so hot at some points. I definitely need some shop lighting in here, or garage lighting in here. So there's going to be another project in here. I've got a bunch more projects planned. So I hope you guys stick around, watch some of my future content, and I'll see you on the next one.